And the second game of the season, Red Sox were shut out yesterday. They had not been shut out on opening day in the previous 44 seasons, going back to 1977, second longest active streak in the majors. Red Sox held to 2 hits or fewer on opening day for only the 5th time in franchise history. Today's Rockland Trust Relationship is brought to you by Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. And both Marwin Gonzalez and Kike Hernandez are back in the lineup today. And, you know, you talk about the versatility that's a real watchword, was all spring for Alex Cora.
Exactly right, David. You know, Marwin Gonzalez gets a start at second base today. Kike Hernandez goes out to center field. You're going to see this all season long with these two guys because they can play multiple positions, and that's exactly how Alex Cora is going to go with the lineup today. So, you know, a little different look for the Red Sox. Red Sox hoping to get that first win on the board today, take a little pressure off. Yesterday it was all John Means. I mean, he was the name of the game yesterday for the Baltimore Orioles. The Red Sox a little bit sloppy defensively in the field. Like to get that cleaned up in the ball game here this afternoon.
Yeah, I realize it's not the first place the fan base likes to go after you get shut out. You don't automatically say, well, tip your cap to the guy on the mound, but you should, because he was tremendous yesterday.
He's the best that I've seen him, you know, since he's been in the big leagues. One of the best outings he's ever had.
Well, the Sox taking the field here for day 2. Here's a look at the Oriole lineup, just like yesterday. Mullins will lead it off. Mancini's at first. Santander in right. Mountcastle had the big hit. He had the 2-run double. Ruiz was tremendous defensively. Hayes in left, Franco at third, Galvis at short. Severino is the catcher. Red Sox starting pitcher presented by Audi. Visit your New England Audi dealer and experience the fully electric Audi e-tron today.
Well, here's the Red Sox defense presented by the Oakers Company, and the Red Sox will have Rafael Devers at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Marwin Gonzalez at second, and Bobby Dahlbeck the first baseman, left to right. Francie Cordero makes his Red Sox debut. Kike Hernandez in center field, and as Alex Verdugo moves to right field, Kevin Plawecki getting the start behind the plate, catching Tanner Houck.
Umpires are brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Ron Culpa has the plate with Dreckman at first, Lentz at second, and West, the crew chief, moving to third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. Visit toyotacertified.com to see factory-backed used Toyotas now.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
And the weather forecast presented by Window World, the official replacement window of the Boston Red Sox. 44 degrees, feels like 38. Wind is out to right at 10 miles per hour, and a clear forecast on a very nice day. Still chilly. And as we come to you from our studios in Watertown, great to have you with us here. Sox and the Orioles to have at it again. Red Sox trying to get a run on the board. Right now, Houck to throw his first pitch of the season. Swinging away, and it's a base hit. That'll roll into center field. So Mullins, who had 2 hits yesterday, is on quickly.
I didn't waste any time. Takes that first fastball he sees from Tanner Houck right back up the middle. Just missed the second base umpire Lentz as he just kind of lifted his leg and let it go into center field. So immediately the Orioles have some speed at first base. And a lot of times we'll see Mullins try to bunt. You see how close Devers is at third base, but he swings away and picks up the base hit up the middle. So very quick start here for the Orioles.
We did see a pickoff yesterday when Kike Hernandez, after immediately singling, stumbled over the bag, turned his ankle, came off the base, and got tagged on the oven mitt. The review took a long time, 2 minutes and 32 seconds. And he was ruled out. Trey Mancini, 1 for 3 yesterday in his return to their lineup. There's no question he was emotional about it. As Jemai talked about a few minutes ago, when members of the Red Sox came and congratulated him, gave him a hug and a pat on the back, it was emotional. He pops this one up. Gonzalez lets it drop.
Good move. Good move right there. Get the speed off the bases.
And erasing Mullins for out number 1.
You got the base runner in front of you. You know he's not going anywhere. You got control of the baseball there. Just let it drop and take the speed off first base. So you've made a good switch there, getting Mullins off the bag and have Mancini at first base instead.
You done that a few times?
Yes, I have. Yes.
So Mancini becomes the runner at first base. Santander will be the batter. He was 1 for 4 with an RBI on opening day. Players still bundled up when they can. Boy, they're swinging right away. Mancini, yesterday we mentioned this, going to first base. And, you know, he was getting hugs right away from Vasquez, and then over at first base, Xander Bogaerts, very classy gesture there. Mancini talked about that. Same with Rafael Devers, a number of other guys. Just welcoming him back to the game.
And that has to feel real good for him. Real good. 6 months. 6 months of chemotherapy.
You know what that feels like. And a breaking ball outside.
And just to get the respect from your peers when you come back to play, you know, especially the opposing team, all shows the respect they have for Mancini and what he's been through.
It really shows you the nature of baseball players, you know, generally speaking, rooting for each other. In there for a strike. Well, the Sox had precious few pitching situations last year that you could stand up and cheer for, but Houck was one of them.
Yeah, 3 games. Miami, New York Yankees, and Atlanta won all 3 of those ball games. Had a strikeout high of 10. That was against Atlanta in his final start.
That's going to roll away from Plawecki and advance the runner up to second base. So Mancini moves up 90 feet on a wild one.
Yeah, that's the slider right there. You got to see a 2-seam fastball, the slider, and an occasional split-fingered fastball, which is still a work in progress for him. But that's his breaking ball right there. And as much as Plawecki tries to slide over, can't block it, runner in scoring position.
Houck began his major league career with 10 scoreless innings and never seemed to get rattled, not for a moment. 2-2 to Santander will not be made. Time granted.
Yeah, I agree, Dave. You know, that's one of the things that impressed me about him last year. You know, we all know last year was a disaster, and you come up to pitch for the Red Sox, and all of a sudden this kid comes up and he looks totally in control of everything he was doing and pitched that way.
That slider was a great one. Former first-round draft choice in 2017. Fouled off. 95. He can get it there. 95, 96.
Yeah, his velocity's actually gone up a little bit this year. He began the game against the Braves. We were talking about, he had everything dealing that day for him. His fastball, his slider, a couple of off-speed pitches, but they had a tough time making contact against him.
That was probably the most impressive one, because that was 10 strikeouts against an outstanding lineup.
Yes.
I mean, a lineup that almost got them to the World Series. They were 1 win away from getting to the World Series. Missing downstairs, and it's 3-2.
Now that might have been the splitter right there. That was 90 miles an hour. He got his fastball in spring training up at times this year to about 97 miles an hour. That was early in the spring, and then they kind of backed him off that a little bit, and you know, had him just calm back down into what he was doing last season.
Yeah, last year he was sitting 91 to 93. Occasionally humping it up there. Oh, that was filthy. Swinging a miss, strike 3. As he sets down Santander, he made a big pitch.
Yeah, that's the slider that just keeps bearing in on those left-handers. Throws it down low, and it almost hits his back foot. And it probably did hit his back foot on the swing. That's a big break right there for Houck. Huge breaking slider.
His first strikeout of the season, so 2 away. Mountcastle. With a name like that, he ought to be Lord Mountcastle.
Lord. Maybe they call him Lord in the clubhouse.
They just might. You know, he keeps up doing what he did yesterday. Big 2-run double. That was the key blow. And a strike. But that's a frisbee.
Yeah. Throwing a lot of them here, too, in the first inning.
Mancini, the base runner at second. 94 miles an hour, high fly ball. Hernandez, Kike will run it down to retire the side. So Houck gets through it. One left, and the Red Sox are coming up looking for that first run. Time against Matt Harvey. Here's the lineup brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Kike Hernandez at the top. Verdugo, Martinez, Bogarts, followed by Rafi Devers at third. Marwin Gonzalez at second today. Bobby Dalbec has moved up to the 7-hole. Franchi Cordero about to debut. Plawecki behind the plate. A day off for Christian Vasquez. Matt Harvey now 32 years old. Jerry, he used to be dirty, filthy, nasty.
Yeah, he certainly was with the Mets, and he's been around the block a few times since then, making his Oriole debut.
94 at the bottom of the zone, a strike to Kike.
That's about where his fastball will be today, 93, 94 miles an hour.
This is a guy who started an all-star game and pitched a team to a World Series, trying to salvage his career now with the Orioles.
Only 3 guys in the Red Sox lineup had faced him today: Bogarts, Gonzalez, and Cordero.
Kike 1 for 4 in his Red Sox opener. Got the base hit, then was picked off first base when he stumbled over it, and his error on the double play ball in the scoreless 6th inning was the key play of the game, and he said so. Kike, to his credit, said exactly that in the post-game comments. He didn't try to hide from it. Faced up to it. He said clearly a misplay. He said it was the key play of the game.
And we're talking about that prior to the game today, and you know that's the best way to handle things. Just I messed it up, and words something like that, and they got nowhere to go with that. You start making excuses for things, and that's when you get in trouble.
In Boston and in New England, you're right. That would be a mistake, and he didn't make that mistake, to his credit. Verdugo on deck. And Harvey with the 2-2. Missed away. Well, since April 28 of 2019, he was pitching with the Angels. That was his last major league quality start. Harvey has pitched 39 2/3 innings, and he's given up 39 earned runs. Broken bat, snagged by Franco. One away.
Let's take a look at the Oriole defense this afternoon. Franco at third base, who just made that play. Galvis the shortstop. Ruiz at second, who had a great day yesterday defensively. And Mancini at first. Left to right, Hayes, Mullins, Santander, and Severino behind the plate catching Harvey.
Verdugo in right today. 308, 6 home runs last season. Alex was hitless on opening day. With JD Martinez on deck, and a strike. Harvey released by the Mets in 2018. When he was the Dark Knight, he was spectacularly good. His first 65 games with the Mets, he had a .253 ERA. And at times he was absolutely unhittable. Into center field, Mullins with plenty of room. 2 down.
Yeah, he's only making his second career start against the Red Sox. The last one came back in 15. So it's been a long time since he's faced somebody in a Red Sox uniform.
JD Martinez, the DH. Did have one of the 2 Sox hits yesterday, 1 for 4 with a double. But it was one quiet day for the offense, one cold afternoon for the bats. Saw Trevor Bauer of the Dodgers hit a no-hitter through 6 yesterday. Strike 1. Gave up a single to start the 7th inning. He lost the no-hit bid, but he got the win.
And then went right to Twitter.
He is a social media nut. You want to know what he thinks? You don't have to wait very long.
He'll let you know.
He's entertaining. Dodgers beat the Rockies 11-6. One ball and one strike. Mets fans used to call the days that Harvey pitched Happy Harvey days. Unfortunately, a bunch of injuries that included a Tommy John surgery torpedoed his career there. Just missed there, and the count goes to 3-1.
It's like Harvey wanted that pitch pretty bad. Fastball down, away from JD.
Tough to get a low strike in this series so far.
Wasn't the first game.
Punches that one foul. Red Sox trying to get the offense rolling here on day 2. Expected to be a true strength of the 2021 Red Sox, scoring runs. High fly ball, that one driven to the left, backing up Hayes on the track and can't see it. It bounces on the warning track. He was blinded by it, and JD walks into second base.
Well, he did look lost. He put that glove up. He's got the sunglasses on. He's got everything he needs, the bill of the cap, but he still could not see it. Goes back to the wall and just completely lost that baseball in the sun here, the April sun at Fenway Park. He's in trouble right there, and he knows it. He just closed the glove hoping the ball would go in the glove. And JD lugs it into second base to get into scoring position.
So a gift sun-blinded double brings up Xander Bogaerts. Red Sox trying to capitalize. The way things have gone so far, they'll take whatever they can get. And a strike on the edge. Xander 0 for 4 in the opener. Yesterday made his 8th opening day start at short. Harvey ought to be out of the inning. Ooh, that's called a strike.
Whoa. If that's going to be a strike, it's going to be a long afternoon for hitters. This ball way inside.
Yeah.
Kind of takes the life right out of you, doesn't it?
Mm. 0-2. High fly ball, but down the line. He's going to drive that one foul. Harvey chosen as the 7th overall pick in the 2010 draft by the Mets. Did not take him long to become a star there. Breaking ball got him lunging. Popped up, backing out Galvis, coming on Hayes, and Galvis sees that, and the Red Sox will strand one. We have no score after an inning. T-Mobile is your ticket to the game now through April 5th. Customers can score a free MLB TV subscription at MLB/MLB. Rio Ruiz to lead things off here. Tanner Houck into his second inning. Red Sox had a chance to score on a fly ball that dropped on the warning track by JD Martinez. Went for a double, but the Red Sox could not bring him in. So Ruiz will start the second inning, taking ball 1. He really killed the Red Sox yesterday with 3 terrific defensive plays.
Yeah, made great plays, especially defensively, going out with his back to home plate to catch pop-ups. One was really important. One early in the ball game that could have opened up an inning for the Red Sox.
He was 0 for 3 at the plate. Boy, he gets a lot of swings and misses with that slider.
Sure does. Really breaks big time. West to east.
And there's another one to put him away, and he struck him out for his second K.
Had to get my bearings west east. I don't know, but that one was west east also. Starts it on the outside part of the plate, actually off the outside corner, and ends up off the inside corner.
One out for Hayes, 0 for 4 yesterday. Guy who's hit the Red Sox particularly well in the past. Hey, happy birthday to a new member of the Red Sox, Hirokazu Sawamura, who is 33 years old today. Made his Red Sox debut yesterday, and that's going to be in for a strike. And threw the ball quite well.
Yeah, nice little outing for him yesterday in his Red Sox debut. Featured his pitches, his fastball, his splitter. Splitter was hard. Threw one about 95 miles an hour.
I thought there was a chance we might see him as the first man out of the bullpen. Andriese came in, and certainly he got a double play ball, and the double play wasn't turned. Not to say he threw the ball tremendously well, but he did get the ground ball he was looking for. Called strike.
Oh, take that one all day too. You're going to get the outside edge by about 3 or 4 inches. Take it.
Swing and a miss. 96. That would have been a strike anyway. He dotted that outside corner.
Now see, that last fastball is harder than any fastball we saw him throw last year. You mentioned earlier, he was hanging around 93, 94 with it, and early this spring he was 96, 97 with his fastball. So they felt like they had to dial him back a little bit. But he reached back for a little bit extra there and picked up the strikeout after the slider.
2 down. Franco the batter. Tanner made his major league debut in September. As Jerry said, he made 3 starts and allowed just 1 run and 6 hits in his very first one. He was outstanding. The 0-2 bounced it, working with Kevin Plawecki today.
Yeah, Plawecki can get in there for a game, get him a game under his belt early, sit down Vasquez for a day. He's not going to catch 5 days in a row.
Another day game tomorrow. 1-2 pitch. Backed him off.
We got day games forever. We got a lot of day games in the month of April.
What did we count? Maybe 15 day games
Might have been
in April?
A little bit higher than that, maybe.
Unreal. 2-2 home. Swing and a miss on a high rider, and he strikes out the side. Tanner Houck is off to the races. Bottom 2 at Fenway, 0-0 Sox and the Orioles. It'll be Devers, Gonzalez, Dahlbeck, and if anybody reaches, Franchy Cordero. Against Matt Harvey. Red Sox had a double in the first inning, but no runs. Stung. That one drilled down the line. Hit wickedly, but foul.
Oh, did he ever clean out that fastball inside? That ball's probably 4 inches off the inside part of the plate, and he got the barrel on it. Watch the location of this pitch. He was all over the line shot, but pulled foul by Devers down that right field line.
Last 2 seasons, Raffy has more hard hit balls, that's 95 miles an hour and higher, than all but 2 hitters in baseball. He fouls that one away. Jose Abreu and DJ LeMahieu. And right after Rafael Devers, Mookie Betts.
That surprised me. DJ LeMahieu, you know, I know he's a great hitter. I didn't think he got the kind of velocity that Devers did.
Right in that class. Good class to be in. 0-2. Struck him out. First strikeout for Harvey, one gone.
After a couple of fastballs in, he goes back to the outside part of the plate, off the outside edge, about 2 or 3 inches, and kind of a feeble swing right there, as you can see by Devers, not expecting the ball in that area.
Sends up Marwin Gonzalez. He's at second base today. Was with the Twins last season, hit .211 with 5 home runs. Marwin started at 6 different positions for the Twins in 2019. 6 different positions over an 8-game span.
Tailing fastball that time at 94. Again, looked like it might have been a little bit outside. Looks like a fairly decent sized plate this afternoon.
Good day to pitch
for the pitcher.
1-1. Broken bat, but he'll take it. He dunks that one down for a base hit. Marwin Gonzalez is on with 1 down. Red Sox second hit.
Sounded like a broken bat to me. An off-speed pitch, a changeup that time, tailing away and right toward the end of the bat. So it might have been a broken bat, but the bat goes on a good note with a base hit.
So Marwin aboard, Bobby Dahlbeck next. Bobby hit at the very bottom of the order yesterday. He's moved up to the 7 hole with Cordero after him here in game 2. And coming off a big spring with 7 home runs.
It one yesterday looked like it might have gone off the wall, but it was right toward the end of the bat and fell short of that left field wall late in the ball game.
1-0. Got jammed. They fouled it away. Yeah, that got Eck going. Eck was out of his seat on that one.
I thought when on contact it had a chance to reach that left field wall, and then all of a sudden you got to look at the replay and you saw it was right toward the end of the bat. Wind blowing across the field, knocked it down a little bit. That was the end of that at bat.
One coming from Harvey. Red Sox have already equaled their hit total of yesterday. Harvey, over the last 2 seasons with the Angels, made 16 starts trying to revive his career. His ERA 7.82. So one has to wonder, what does he have left in the tank? That's drilled in at 94.
Well, the velocity is still decent. I mean, 94 miles an hour with the fastball consistently. He's throwing a changeup. I think 1 breaking ball to this point in the game.
The Orioles brought him in. They also brought in King Felix Hernandez.
And nothing left.
Nothing at all, and still hurt. And he's now gone. They parted ways. 3-2 the count. Another guy who is a great pitcher.
Yes, one of the best.
Three and 2 on Bobby Dahlbeck. Gonzalez leading off first. He's running. Swung on and missed. The throw down off the glove, so he's going to be safe. And that will be a stolen base as Dahlbeck fans for the second out.
And that ball just tailed on Severino. Taking off on the 3-2 count. He gets in the head first slide, and you can watch the baseball as it's going to sail away from the second baseman right there. Tries to make a quick catch and tag, but could never catch the baseball. So the Red Sox get a man in scoring position with 2 outs, and the Orioles will go into the shift with Cordero coming to the plate. His first at bat for the Red Sox.
Left-hand hitter from the Dominican Republic, acquired from Kansas City in the Andrew Benintendi trade. Excellent speed, big power from Franchi. 6'3", about 230 pounds. Knocked down by Severino, and back to second base goes Marwin.
Yeah, you got to be 100% sure right there with 2 outs in the inning that you can make third base standing up, already in scoring position. There's the breaking ball right there. Good job by Severino to slide over, but can't take that chance at second. You want to go badly, but you're already in scoring position.
Fouled off to even the count. As Jerry mentioned, very few Red Sox have ever seen Harvey before, but Franchi has, and he's 1 for 2 with a home run off him. See his line from Kansas City last year. He's 26 years old, Franchi Cordero. And an opportunity to get the Red Sox on the scoreboard for the first time. That is on the inside corner. Tough pitch for a strike.
Harvey again with the fastball, pinpointing that inside corner. Had Cordero bouncing back, jumping back. Tries to change up. Tries to change up. See if he'll chase it.
You may not know a whole lot about Franchi yet because he's been hurt a lot. Elbow, wrist, groin injuries. When he does hit them, they go a long, long way. Bounding ball right to the second baseman Ruiz, and Harvey gets out of the inning. Second time he has stranded a man in scoring position.
Breaking balls, the first 2 as you'll see there, the slider, and the last 2 on fastballs. Fastball up and away, and then a fastball up and in. So 4 total in the first 2 innings. As I mentioned, his high last year, 10 in his last outing of the season against the Atlanta Braves.
Struck out 3 in a row in the second inning. Facing Freddie Galvis here. Freddie was 1 for 4 on the day in the opener. Final 4 tonight. College basketball coming down to the wire. Baylor taking on Houston at 5:15, and Gonzaga and UCLA at 8:30. What do you like?
I will not be watching. I'm going to watch the Tina Turner documentary tonight.
Oh, that's terrific.
That's what we got planned. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll watch the hoops and I'll send you lots of texts.
I'm sure you'll have all the information I need tomorrow morning.
And then some. Bet it on the Zags. I say they're going to win the whole thing. Undefeated season.
That's what everybody's saying.
It usually means there's an upset in there for a strike on Galvis. The UConn women went out of the tournament in the Final 4 yesterday. That was an upset loss to Arizona. Pumped in there, and he has fanned another one. It's 4 straight, 5 in the game.
And coming right after him with the fastball again to pick up the strikeout. That's 3 straight strikeouts now on his fastball. You got to love how the way he gets the ball. He gets on the mound. He wants to throw it. He's very aggressive. And the thing that impressed me last year the most about him, shows no fear. It's amazing.
I'd love to know what his heart rate is, while he's competing.
Yeah.
Because it does not get very high. Severino had 2 hits yesterday. And the count moves to 2-0. Well, we did see it in spring training, and it's not always that what happens in the spring translates into the regular season. But Red Sox pitchers generally seem to be working at a rapid rate, getting the ball and delivering it.
Pick up the pace and try to throw strikes. Get ahead.
2-2. He's trying to make it 5 consecutive punch-outs here. Dave Bush, and this comes from Chaim Bloom. Throw strike one. Work with tempo. Work quickly. Get your outs fast. Looped into center. Backing out. And now coming on to make the scoop is Hernandez on the single by Severino. So he breaks it up there. That string of strikeouts with a base hit. And for more on Tanner Houck, let's toss it to Jemai.
Thank you very much, Dave. Yeah, another note on Tanner Houck. As you guys know, this is the first time in his career he's made the Major League Opening Day roster, really building upon the late season debut that he had last year, the 3 starts, 3 wins, and the minuscule 0.53 ERA. But maybe that brought some pressure going into this spring. Red Sox manager Alex Cora said that he was pitching as if he was trying to impress somebody. Houck says that he was working on his delivery, trying to really get his tempo in order. And he also said that he made a tweak to his hands. He said they were stationary. They weren't moving. So Cora says he feels like he's in a good position now to come up here and help them out. But Houck also maybe a little bit of a boost for him is the fact that he's pitching in front of his family and friends for the first time as a major leaguer, and so far doing so good.
Yeah, his family from St. Louis. That's where he was born.
Did not get a chance to see him pitch in person last season.
Severino on with 1 down. Mullins the hitter. He singled to start the ball game. And he's gone to 3-0. He hasn't walked anybody yet. Garrett Richards to go tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. His Red Sox debut against left-hander Bruce Zimmerman. And then a new opponent coming in on Monday. That's Tampa Bay. Rays are off to a 2-0 start. Doesn't seem to matter what they lose, and they lost plenty of pitching. They're still tough, still gritty. Going the other way, but it's up in the air for Franchi Cordero for out number 2. And here's Trey Mancini, 0 for 1, a grounder to second base. Two down. We're scoreless in the 3rd inning. Mancini with a hit in the opener. Swooping in there for strike 1.
That's the one he throws directly at the right-handed hitter and breaks out over the middle of the plate. See a little give right there to Mancini on those knees.
Quickly 0-2.
Now that might have been a split at that time in '93. Looked like it had a little dip action right at the end. I believe it was. Keep that ball down in that area. He's going to have a lot of success with it.
Mancini, excellent power. 0-2. Oof. Did not get the call.
Looked like a pretty good pitch, but I guess just a little bit too low. Certainly had plenty of the outside corner.
Severino off first. Little dribbler here and a foul ball. Mancini appearing in his first game in over a year yesterday. And a walk in his 3rd plate appearance to extend his on-base streak to 23 in a row. It dates all the way back to 2019 with treatment for colon cancer interrupting his career, but he's back now. Santander on deck. Tanner Houck from the stretch. Swing and a miss. 95 So he K'd 2 in that inning, 3 in the second, and a man in the first, and they're piling up.
Your New England Toyota.
Matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. Means was terrific yesterday. Didn't walk anybody. Retired 18 in a row at 1 point.
Yeah, probably, as I said, the best game that I have ever seen him pitch. His changeup yesterday was one of the best I've seen in a long time.
No score in this one. Game 2. Plawecki to lead things off against Matt Harvey. Good season with the bat last year for Kevin. He hit .341. Kike Hernandez on deck. Plawecki played 3 years at Purdue University, where his wife played soccer. Pair of Boilermakers. Plawecki, a finalist for the Johnny Bench Award as the nation's top college catcher in 2012. They used to say Johnny Bench could hold 8 baseballs in one hand.
Huge hands. Huge hands. Had a couple of real big catches back then. Pudge Fisk, Johnny Bench. Big guys.
All-timers. Swing and a miss. That one ate him up. Down he goes. Strike 3. So 1 away.
Breaking ball this time from Harvey. You can see it right there. Looks like the slider. No contest as that ball dips down and away from Plawecki. So Harvey looks pretty good here in the early going.
He's allowed only 2 hits, and one of those was a gift double. Hayes, the left fielder, blinded by the sun, and it dropped on the warning track. Kike 0 for 1. He is grounded to third. Hernandez now 29 years old. Played in 3 of the last 4 World Series, and Alex Cora likes that experience that he brings and the experience of winning a lot. You'll hear Alex Cora call him by his full name, Enrique. They've known each other since Kike was 10 years old. Kike's father was a baseball coach in Puerto Rico, so they go way back. In tight. And a good count for Hernandez.
That's how Kike says he got involved with baseball. He was always around the field, playing catch, taking ground balls, fly balls.
Here's the 3-1. Trying to go up the middle, but right to Ruiz. 2 up and 2 down.
Sweet tickets are now available for April and May home games at Fenway Park. Experience all the action in a whole new way from your own private suite. With amazing locations and breathtaking views of Fenway, these limited capacity suites are the best way to see a game. For more information, call 617-226-6912 or email premiumsales@redsox.com.
Alex Verdugo 0 for 1. He is flying out to center. Harvey working at a pretty fast tempo as well. He was an all-star in 2013. And even after Tommy John surgery, he came back from that, pitched very well for the Mets. He helped get them to the World Series. Then he had to have another surgery, though, thoracic outlet syndrome, and the Mets designated him for assignment in 2018. He has been on the move since.
It's funny how your career goes. You know, the way he was pitching, you think he'd spend his whole career with the Mets, and all of a sudden injuries pile up and you find yourself all over the country.
One and 2 on Verdugo. Martinez would be next. Yeah, somebody came up with a souvenir at last. I like your chances. 4,500 in the.
You got some room to roam around, make a play.
Missing downstairs, 2-2. Verdugo hit .308 in his Red Sox debut last season. Made good contact. That'll be in, and 3-2. Two hits the Orioles pitchers allowed yesterday were the fewest in team history on opening day. High fly, center field. Mullins back. He'll be shy of the track, though. And the Red Sox are going to go 1-2-3 in the third. The pocket schedule is presented by Buick. Another one left here with the Orioles tomorrow afternoon. And then Tampa Bay comes to town. Monday, Tuesday night games. Day game on Wednesday. That's on YouTube, so we will not have it here on NESN. And a lady all the way to the right in red, that is Jennifer Houck. That is Tanner's mom. And man, do you have to love her. She's got the headphones on, so she must be listening to Joe Castig. And she's keeping score of the game. And she's writing in a lot of Ks.
Now that's a true fan, right? Listening to the game, keeping score, keeping the pitches.
That's pretty awesome. Mom's keeping score. How many games has she been at where Tanner pitched where she did exactly the same thing? She had a scorebook out.
Probably all of them.
Yeah, I would bet.
Why change, right?
Right, in St. Louis. Santander 0 for 1, struck out in the first inning. Still waiting on the Sox offense to get cranked up here on day 2. How quickly gets to that and fires a strike. He's mobile as well. So
he bounces around the mound pretty good. You know, he's full of energy. He really is. You can tell that with every delivery he makes to home plate. He wastes no time. You can see him pounce off here to the third base side. The key there is getting the feet lined up to first base. You know, getting a good plant in the grass and then making that strong throw to get the out. So many times you see pitches go down that third base side. They throw it off balance. It ends up down the right field line. He had plenty of time, though, that time to think about it.
Mountcastle going after the first one, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but off the end of the bat. And Kike Hernandez will put it away. 2 fast outs. So he gets rid of the cleanup man on 1 pitch. And here's Ruiz, who struck out in the second inning. That began a string of 4 consecutive Ks for Houck, who has 6 on the day. Red Sox got an excellent performance out of Nathan Eovaldi yesterday. So far getting an outstanding effort out of Tanner Houck.
Yep, the Red Sox offense just waiting to get started. Pitching has been very good.
Two and 1 on Ruiz. Nate Eovaldi all bundled up. Pitched into the 6th inning yesterday. Officially charged with 1 run. Houck's a guy who hates to walk anybody. He's gone to 3 and 1 on Ruiz, and he walks him here. So he puts him on with 2 down. His first free pass today.
The Red Sox are excited to welcome you back to Fenway Park. Tickets for April games are now available. Visit redsox.com/tickets to purchase.
Our producer Dan Aspen said, you know, Wednesday we're not working. YouTube has the game, right? Free day for us. Afternoon game. He's in the market for a ticket right now.
Is he really?
Yeah, maybe more than 1.
Somebody will take care of him.
He might actually bring a guest. As Austin Hayes climbs in and takes the ball inside. So if you're a friend of Dan Aspen, and aren't we all, but if you're a very good friend of Dan and you've got an in on tickets for Wednesday?
Yeah, well, if he can't do anything, let me know. Maybe I can do something.
If you can't, then we're all in trouble after 50 years. Sprawling stab Devers from a knee and a high throw into the outfield. Ruiz up and running into third. And they're going to have men on the corners. Well, it was a spectacular stab, but he didn't get the out.
I threw a change up to second base. You can see he almost got it caught in the palm of his hand. Makes a great diving play, but when he goes to throw it, it just goes to the palm of his hand and up over the head of the second baseman covering. So that'll probably go as a base hit and an error, I would think, on Devers.
That would be my bet. So 2 on, 2 out. Red Sox were charged with 1 error yesterday. Devers got some big time help out of Bobby Dahlbeck a couple times yesterday at first base. Here's Franco. He struck out first trip. Swinging, pops it up, but that's going to drip back out of play.
That's a good pitch too. Breaking ball right out of the chute. First and third situation. So much confidence in it.
So Hayes reaching on a single. Ruiz advancing down to third on the E5.
Time call that time by Plawecki behind the plate. Sometimes catchers put a sign down, then they all of a sudden go blank. They don't remember what they put down.
Boxed around a bit, and a runner's going to advance from first to second, but Ruiz holds at third.
Well, that's a break for the Red Sox because that had backstop all over it. And if it somehow hit Plawecki, I believe, looks like something off speed right there, and you can see it just bounce right around Plawecki and didn't get far from home plate. Oh, that would have been a run.
Wonder too if it got the umpire culpa.
It may have. It may have. That gave him a chance to get at it.
Lucky indeed. Although second and third, 1 ball 1 strike on Franco, who has decent pop in the bat. So Houck really tested here in the 4th inning of a scoreless game. And a strike.
Yeah, 2 different locations with that slider. One directly at the hitter, one that starts middle of the plate.
Well, the crowd that is at Fenway stirring here at the old ballpark. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Ruiz in to score. Hayes coming in as well. That's a 2-run single for Franco, and the Orioles strike again for the 2nd day in a row.
Well, he had Franco on the hip right there, but again, I believe that's something off speed that he's able to jump on and find that hole and right by the shortstop and second baseman. Because of the pass ball, a wild pitch, whatever it was, 2 men in scoring position, they both score, and the Orioles take the 2-0 lead.
Brings up Freddie Galvis. Two 2-0 Baltimore. Galvis whiffed looking at the pitch in the 3rd inning. Trying to hold up, but that's a swing and a miss. 0-2. Playing in the 1,000th game of his career today, Freddie Galvis. And Tanner Houck from the set. So 2nd day in a row, Red Sox fall behind 2-0 to the Birds. Franco off first. A walk, 2 hits, an error in the inning. One, 2. And as Jerry mentioned, a passed ball charged to Plawecki in this frame too.
Yeah, a lot of extra pitches having to be thrown here by Tanner Houck in this inning. The Red Sox should have been out of the inning.
Felt that way about that 6th inning last night, yesterday. Just missed at 89.
It's a splitter again right here, and not missed by very much. A little bit low. Actually, a good job by Galva staying off that pitch.
2-2. Raked foul. Nothing but sunshine. Temperatures in the mid-40s. The sun has wreaked a little havoc on the Orioles anyway. J.D. Martinez has a double to show for a sun-blinded pop-up onto the warning track. And that's in there for strike 3. No more damage, but the Orioles jump in front again. They lead it 2-0 in the 4th.
News and behind-the-scenes action from your favorite Boston teams. Follow @Nesson on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for news and programming updates.
Well, the Orioles lead it 2-0. 1 run earned, 1 unearned against Tanner Houck. Second look at Harvey here for J.D. Martinez. Credited with a double on a fly ball and landed on the warning track that Hayes could not see. But the Red Sox couldn't get him in. Marwin Gonzalez singled and stole second in the 2nd inning. Nobody could bring him in. So the offense still asleep at the moment.
Hey, think of both base hits. You know, the one lost to the sun for J.D. The other one a broken bat base hit by Gonzalez to the opposite field.
Matt Harvey with a 1-1 missing in. Xander Bogaerts on deck. Rafael Devers after him. So it's the heart of the order. J.D. trying to find his stroke from 2 seasons ago. Really wants the one he had in 2018 when he was an absolute machine. Ground that one into left field for a base hit past the sprawling Galvis. So a good start. J.D.'s 2 for 2.
All right, let's go. O. Put some points on the board. Top spin ground ball, as you can see right here, and gets by the dive of Galvis, the shortstop, for the base hit. So the leadoff man on for the Red Sox here in the 4th inning. Got to keep the line moving to score some runs.
And we'll bring up Xander, who's 0 for 5 to start his season. He has popped to short today. And a breaking ball missing, said Ron Culpa. It's been an interesting strike zone because certain pitches like that one, it looked like they were on the corner.
Yeah, it's a curveball. I think that's the reason he called it too high. Sometimes you get that pitch if it's too low.
Line drive and a base hit to right.
Keep the line moving.
Martinez to second, and 2 on for Rafael Devers.
Like what Bogaerts did there. You know, not trying to get too big. Let's get into the groove of this thing. Take this fastball, take it to the opposite field. Don't try to take it out of the ballpark. That's a typical Devers hit right there. Stay on the baseball, head down on it, inside out swing, get some base runners.
So Bogaerts 1 for 2. Here's Rafael Devers, who struck out in the 2nd. See if the Sox are beginning to dig into Harvey. Little tapper, first base line. Mancini will go for the tag and get him. That'll advance the runners. So it's Martinez down to 3rd and Xander Bogaerts into 2nd.
Little anxious here. First pitch hitting by Devers, and just tops it. Mancini coming to get it. Devers out of the baseline, automatically calling him out. 2 men again in the scoring position. That's almost like a sacrifice bunt right there. Not exactly what you want from Devers.
Marwin Gonzalez had a base hit in the second inning. 1 for 1 with a steal. Red Sox on the verge of finally cracking the scoring column here in 2021.
Got the shift on Gonzalez. 3 men on the right side.
In tight, ball 1. Pretty good with men in scoring position last season with the Twins.
Here's the shift we're talking about. Only Franco left on the left side with 2 men in scoring position. Straight up in the outfield.
Harvey slowing down his tempo with men on. 2-0. Red Sox with more than 1 hit in an inning for the first time this season. Martinez and Bogaerts. 2 balls, 1 strike to Gonzalez.
Yeah, got out in front of a changeup that time from Harvey.
Bobby Dahlbeck next. And then Franchi Cordero. Gonzalez taking his time getting in. JD Martinez at third. Xander Bogaerts at second. Cracked the other way. That one rising up into the corner, but a foul ball right at a fan. Pretty smooth.
Yeah, that was pretty clean catch right there, considering the temperatures and everything. Mid-season form.
So 2-2 on Marwin. Red Sox desperate to break through finally. It's only the 4th inning of game 2, but it feels like forever.
Back-to-back fastballs to Gonzalez. He's got him set up here for a changeup if he wants to throw it. He threw one earlier in this count on 2 balls and no strikes.
It was spring training, but the Red Sox were the best offensive team in Florida. Hit more home runs than anybody. 2-2. Fouled off the catch. I'll tell you what, Severino's getting beaten up in this series.
Yeah, these first 2 games for Severino feel like he's in game 154. He has taken a pounding the last couple of days, right off the mask again.
It's about the 4th time that mask has been knocked off his head. Two and two. A feisty at bat here for Marwin Gonzalez, with 2 men set to score. High fly ball. That one headed toward the triangle. It's driven out there pretty good, backing up Santander. JD Martinez going to tag, and he is in to score. Red Sox at last on the board. That'll make it 2-1. Marwin Gonzalez with the RBI. Pretty good wood on that. And Xander Bogaerts moving from second to third.
Yeah, you know, if you got to make it out, make it in the air, get a run home. It's a breaking ball right there, and he makes good, solid contact on that. Ball left the bat. I thought maybe a chance, but no, it fell short, but good enough to get a run home from third base. So the Red Sox finally get on the scoreboard. Put up a good at bat that time, did Gonzalez. That fell well short of the warning track. I thought it was hit better than that.
Yeah, ball's not carrying at all.
Didn't seem to be.
There are new baseballs in play in 2021 that are deader than a season ago by design by Major League Baseball. Bobby Dahlbeck's going to test that theory. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a block by Severino. Runner at third, 2 down. So Marwin Gonzalez with the first Red Sox RBI of 2021. Wave and a miss, and he's behind in the count.
Keeping the ball away from him with that breaking ball that time. Little slider outside, off the outside edge.
Matt Harvey with a runner at third, 2 down. And past him, 94 miles an hour to strike him out, but the Red Sox are on the scoreboard, 2-1 Baltimore.
Bernie and Phil's.
And a swing and a miss and a strike by Severino as the Orioles have a 2-1 lead here at Fenway. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien with you. Severino at a base hit, his first trip. And he'll punch that one over the leaping Devers down the line into the corner. That'll take a bounce. Cordero to dig it out, and into second base Severino with his second hit as he rips a double.
And he really turned on that. Line shot quickly over the head of Devers at third base. Again, it looked like it might have been an off-speed pitch that time, and boy, he hit a top spin line drive that went well over the head of Devers and rattled around in the garage door down there. By the time Cordero was able to get to it, easily a man at second base to lead off the fifth.
Top of the order in Mullins, 1 for 2, a single. He has 3 hits in the series. Good outfielder, great bunter. Bunted for 9 hits last year. You can look up that term if you're not familiar with it, the bunt. You can Google that.
Yeah, or just watch Cedric Mullins all season long. You know, he might be one of the, maybe 5 guys that bunt in baseball.
As you said yesterday, he's a very talented bunter. Flirted with the idea right there.
Yeah, twice he's trying to move the ball down the third base side is what he's trying to do. Get Devers to bite and open up third base for Severino. That pitch too low.
You were a terrific bunter. What were the most bunts you ever had in one season? You remember?
You know, I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess around 15, 16 for base hits. You know, not including sacrifices, which they asked me to do a lot.
Bit of a lost start. In there for a strike. I don't know if we're really looking at a factor with the deadened baseball. And you could argue we've seen some of that in this series where, you know, high flies have died that might have gone off the wall. I don't know if that's April or.
Yeah, I think it may be more of April than the baseball right now.
I think you might be right. Broken bat. Seen a bunch of those today. That'll advance the runner. So 1 man out and a man down to third. But I don't know, maybe we'll see more of the bunt coming back in baseball.
I hope so. I'd like to see it. You know, we'll see what happens with these baseballs as time goes on. Hi, everybody from our Nesson Studios. But we'll see. You know, we'll see how this affects the game. It looks like they're trying to get more action into the game. It's not going to happen overnight, obviously. There's new skills that a lot of players are going to have to learn, you know, if that's the case. We'll see as time goes on during the season, you know, how much they have deadened the baseball.
Mancini 0 for 2. He has a runner at third, one down, so a fly ball of decent depth will get in another run for the Orioles. We're leaving the empty space, by the way, the empty desk, in honor of Dennis Eckersley, who will rejoin us in a few days. Eck is not overly fond of day games. We've made that point. But he'll be back soon enough. He's going to get his share no matter what with all these day games in the month of April.
Red Sox got that infield in.
0-2 from Tanner Houck. Oh, nice play by Bogaerts. Keeps the runner at third, and he gets the out at first.
Beautiful.
He throws Severino with a dynamite play, as you said, with the infield in.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful play. Watch him go to his right, then make contact with the baseball. Check that runner. He's not going. Now go across the diamond to get the out. So the Red Sox have it pay off by bringing the infield in with the one out. That's what you would expect him to do in that situation. Now you got to put away the inning. You got to put away the inning, not let the run score.
Now for the Red Sox, the defensive play of the series so far. Here's Santander. He's gone 0 for 2. Ground ball, another one knocked down by Xander. Will he get the out? No. And a run comes in. So able to knock it down, but could not collect in time to get Santander.
He had it all lined up to the backhand, so you can see he doesn't have to go that far, just a couple of steps, but drops it. And by the time he picks it up, Santander, who doesn't run very bad for a big guy, just beats it out. So a tough break there for the Red Sox. Red Sox have given away a couple of runs in this one already.
Dave Bush coming out, Red Sox pitching coach. So they're going to rule that a base hit for Santander. But yeah, in the series, they've had opportunities to get out of innings already on 2 consecutive days. If they made a play, in this case, it would have taken 2, but had an opportunity and failed to do it. And here's Mountcastle. 3-1 Baltimore. They have 2 hits in this inning. Mountcastle has flied out to the center fielder Hernandez 2 times.
That's the play right there. If you ask Bogaerts after the game, that's one he'll tell you he should have made.
No activity in the Sox bullpen yet. Here's the 1-0. And now they just got somebody up, and it's Austin Bryce for the 2nd consecutive day. Just beginning to throw. Orioles with a 2-run advantage here in the 5th.
Once again, back to the slider. That's the one that starts at the hitter and finishes down and away, keeping it down in the zone. I'm trying to think, and I'm thinking back at the first 4 innings of this game, 5 innings now. I don't think he's hung a breaking ball all day. They've all been down. They've all been off the outside edge or over the plate and down in the zone.
Tanner, 24 years old, 6'5", about 218 pounds. Went 3-0 with a 0.53 ERA last season for the Red Sox. Blew him away there, 94 miles an hour to get free of the inning, but another run in. Orioles on top, 3-1, middle of the 5th.
From solos to bases clearing grand slams, the only thing better than a home run is a Dunkin' run. So get ready for some Boston baseball with a cup of Let's Go Sox from Dunkin'. Back over to you, Dave.
And Jemiah, I guarantee you've had more than one cup of coffee out there at chilly Fenway the last couple of days. So thanks for hanging in there with us. As Franchi Cordero,
yeah, you got it, Dave,
takes a strike. Well, you know, you're a man among men out there.
Yes, but you know, I'm from the West Coast, so I got to stay bundled up because my blood still hasn't adjusted even after 4+ years in the Northeast.
Give it about,
so I had hot chocolate and coffee.
Yeah, give it about 35 years. It'll kick in at some point.
Give it 68. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Franchi has tapped to the second baseman in his Red Sox debut today. He'll look at a strike. Boy, there is a lot of talent here. And he can really run. Sharply but foul. Red Sox taking on right-hander Matt Harvey today, the former Mets star. Plawecki on deck, looking to resuscitate his career with Baltimore. He's thrown the ball very effectively today. And Cordero will pop it up into shallow left. Franco at the grab for out number 1.
Don't miss the Red Sox game this season. Download the NESN Red Sox calendar into your desktop, web, or mobile calendar with your TV provider info to get the best experience and receive notifications on scheduled games, game reminders, and more. Visit NESN.com/schedule to get the full season schedule.
Plawecki struck out in the third inning, 0 for 1. Up the middle, and a dive and a miss by the second baseman, but it's through for a single. So Plawecki with a knock here with 1 down.
Well, at least a sign of some offense over the last couple of innings. 2 hits last inning, a sacrifice fly. Now the base hit by Plawecki with 1 out here in the 5th. Topspin ground ball that gets up the middle. You can see the reach there by Ruiz, but he can't get to it. Even if he does, he's not going to get anybody at first base.
On another Red Sox here, Plawecki saying hello to Mancini, welcoming him back to Major League Baseball after his fight with cancer. Red Sox have been doing that throughout the series. Kike today with a couple of ground outs, 1 to second and 1 to third. One on, 1 out. Inside, and he checked his swing. Harvey has not missed the strike zone a lot today. They already have a guy throwing in their bullpen. Putko, the right-hander, getting loose. 81 pitches for Harvey. And he has a 3-1 lead. Has to get through 5 to qualify for victory. And that's ball 4. So he's finally walked somebody, and a couple of base runners for Boston. Look back at today in history, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more in car insurance. Jason Varitek, starting catcher for the Sox for a 7th consecutive opening day. Back in 2006, he had the first hit, first RBI of that season for the captain.
Question is, who was that scoring? Was that Bill Miller? He was running like him.
That was Bill Miller.
It was Bill Miller.
Yeah. You don't miss much.
And it just looked like his run. Couldn't see his face.
Chris Holt, pitching coach, out to talk with the battery. Red Sox for the 2nd inning in a row, pressing the matter. Got a run for the first time this season in the 4th on a sac fly by Marwin Gonzalez. It brought in JD Martinez. And now Verdugo looking to add to that. Alex today 2 flies to the center fielder. J.D. Martinez will be the next man up. And that's ball 1. So is Harvey beginning to tire? Is the walk the sign of that? Is 1-0. He's going to hit that one to the opposite field. Hayes will come on and make the catch. Runners have to scoot back to first and second. So 2 down.
Get a little nervous when you lose one in the sun earlier in the ball game, but that time Hayes with no problem on that slicing line drive by Verdugo. Back to the warning track in about 4 or 5 steps and makes the catch. Checks on where he's going to play the next hitter, J.D. Martinez.
J.D. is 2 for 2 with a double and a single. And a man who scored the first run in the 4th. 3-1 Orioles. Got a piece of it. That was right down the middle at 93. One strike pitch. That one off of the pitch. That's going to carry him into the open space. Runner trying to score. Here's the throw home, and he will. Plawecki comes plowing in on a carom by J.D. Martinez, and the Red Sox pick up another run. Now 3-2.
J.D. picks up his 3rd hit of the day, and Red Sox catch a break here. It's going to go right off the pitcher and right into an open space. And that's going to allow Plawecki to come across the score. See, Carlos Fablis, the third base coach, he went down. He fell.
Yeah, he went into a sprawling position.
It was almost like he was telling him you got to go ahead first in a home plate.
So J.D. with his 3rd hit. Red Sox finally getting to Harvey a little bit as he walks him in, gives up 2 hits, and it tightens up with Plutko coming on, and the Red Sox still in business. 1st and 2nd, 2 down. We'll be back with more in a moment. Well, Harvey unable to get through 5 innings. Powerful connection presented by Xfinity. Experience a powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Xfinity XFi CanU Internet.
Perfect placement right there off of Harvey, and he points to home right away like that run's going to score, and it does score. The head first slide there by Plawecki.
Xander Bogaerts 1 for 2. And Plutko coming on, a right-hander, formerly of the Cleveland Indians. Pitched in 10 games, 4 of those starts for the Tribe last year, with a .488 earned run average. Inheriting 2 base runners in Kike Hernandez and J.D. Martinez, who just picked up his first RBI of the season. And that's a shot knocked down by Franco. He'll collect and throw and get him. Stayed right with it, even though it was hard hit. Hot smash. Sox get another run. About to bring you the 6th inning, and the Orioles with a 3-2 lead. Tanner Houck is done for the day as he went 5. He struck out 8. 3 runs, 2 of those earned, 6 hits, and he's going to give way. Time now for our BuyFordNow.com call to the bullpen, and that's Austin Bryce. So he's on the hill for the 2nd straight day.
Well, that ball that was hit down the 3rd base line just didn't get away far enough from Franco. It looked like once it went off his glove, it was going to continue to roll, but he was able to pick it up with the one hand and throw Bogaerts out by plenty at first base. Well, we'd have a tie ball game.
Now all the scoring's been done in the last couple of innings here at Fenway. 3-2 Baltimore. And Ruiz to climb in. He has whiffed and he's also walked. I mentioned this a bit yesterday. Capacity at Fenway, at least at the outset of the season, is 12%. Red Sox would like to see that steadily increase, of course. There are 12 teams at 20%. Colorado at about 45%. Houston at 50%. The only team higher is Texas at 100%. We'll see how that goes. But Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, said, I hope by midsummer we have ballparks that are unrestricted and full fan access. He's calling midsummer. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we could pull that off safely? Of course, the Mets and the Nationals had an entire series already canceled due to COVID-19. Austin Hayes on deck. And then Michael Franco here for Baltimore. And him dance a little bit, seeing some shadow now beginning to creep from behind home plate.
Well, nice job today by Tanner Houck in his first outing of the season. I thought he was very, very good in this game today. Excellent breaking ball.
Yeah, 8 punch outs. He had the slider moving big time.
Good breaking ball, good fastball, mixed in some splitters.
And some family members here today. His mom in the stands keeping score. And a 3-2 to Ruiz. Got a piece of it. Same start time tomorrow afternoon. 1:10 here on Nesson. Garrett Richards will be the starter for Boston as he makes his Red Sox debut against the left-hander Zimmerman. Unhappy with that one. He pops it up. And Rafael Devers making an adjustment there to haul it in. One away.
Download the MLB app and get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Red Sox.
Ooh, dramatic flourish there in the read by the Red Sox.
I almost forgot to read it.
You know, the pause, though.
Yeah, well, it makes it, yeah.
It really brings the dramatic flair to it.
It does. Turn nothing into something.
That one all the way to the backstop. Got away just a little bit against Austin Hayes, who struck out, singled, and scored a run. One gone. That one up and over the helmet. Orioles got a pair of runs in the 4th inning, another in the 5th. Red Sox with runs in the 4th and 5th inning off of Harvey. High fly ball here by Hayes. That is sky high, backing up Cordero, though, and on the warning track he's got it. 2 down.
Seen a couple of baseballs hit today that, you know, you had the feeling they were going to go a little bit deeper than what they actually did. Not a lot of wind, not as much as yesterday at the ballpark. This ball stays in, and Francie Cordero able to make the play on it on the warning track. That's another one when left the bat. I thought maybe had a chance for some 10.
Franco has a 2-run hit today. His single in the 4th inning. Nobody on base and 2 down. Foul tipped into the mitt. Bryce trying to go quickly through the 6th inning. Jam job. Bogarts on target. And indeed he does. He sails through the 6th.
Today.
Bottom of the 6th inning about to get underway, and it's Devers to lead off. Oh, thinking about going for the downs. Usually does, but a massive cut. 11 home runs in the short season of 2020. And it's Gonzalez and then Dahlbeck against Plutko. 0-2.
Not a good breaking ball there. That ball stayed up in the zone, but no contact that time by Devers. It's one the pitcher knows he got away with.
Activity in the Sox pen. The hard throwing lefty Darwin's and Hernandez getting going. Shaking the ground. Golfing. He pops it up. Who wants to take it? The first baseman Mancini in the end grabs it.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC and Jim will break down the contest, and you'll hear from Tanner Houck and Alex Cora, who but WB Mason.
Been here 2 days and I haven't even seen Jim yet.
I saw Jim Ed just after you left our conference room.
Oh, you did today?
He was coming over to say hello. Somebody had dropped a gift off at the front desk for me, a friend of mine. And Jim wanted to know why he didn't get anything. And I thought it was a fair question, because if you're going to come to Nesson, you better be bringing a gift to the Hall of Famer. And I didn't get anything that, you know, Jim shouldn't have gotten, so it was a little unfair.
Today's not your birthday or anything.
No. It was just fouled off here by Gonzalez. Just a friend, but he happened to meet Jim in the lobby while he was delivering the gift yesterday, and Jim was like, well, you know, you missed somebody. I had to agree. I almost reached into my bag and gave Jim the gift. I felt bad about it. Not that bad, but I felt bad about it. Not bad enough to give it to him. But working the pregame and the postgame with TC. One and up the middle for a base hit. Marwin with a good day going. His second hit. Also has an RBI and a sacrifice.
Yeah, good day for Gonzalez today. Trying to get things started here in the 6th inning. Sacrifice fly in the 4th to get a run home. Now it looks like a little cut fastball that time that he takes back up the middle for the base hit. See the shift put on him, and plenty of room over on the left side.
Bobby Dahlbeck is due to hit a ball hard. 0 for 2 strikeouts today after going 0 for 3 on opening day. 3-2 Orioles in the 6th. Overshift on for Baltimore. Severino continues to have a good series back there. Nice block. Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin does have a theft as well in this game. Has a steal of second. And Plutko's 2-1. Off the end of the bat, knocked down, and he got the out. Little tumble there by Mancini that will get the runner down to second base, but 2 gone.
Good play by Mancini from keeping that ball going down the line. See him bounce off and then has to go back in the other direction. He makes sure he smothers that ball, because if that gets by him, you're talking probably about a second and third situation. Just collapsed over the bag. Make sure he gets the out.
Mancini's been playing first base first couple of games. The pitching coach out again for Baltimore. They still have Chris Davis under contract. He's hurt.
That's going to be the longest contract in the world.
And very expensive.
I mean, that's been going on for years.
For years. At, like $20 million. They certainly haven't gotten bang for the buck out of that. Early in his career, he was a dynamite hitter. And always a good first baseman, too.
Yes, very good first baseman.
Franchy Cordero is grounded out and popped up. He's 0 for 2. Red Sox have the tying run at second.
I have the feeling he's going to see quite a few of those fastballs up and out of the strike zone. He's going to have to discipline himself to stay off that pitch.
The Chris Davis contract is good through next season as well. So you're right, it never ends. 7 years, $161 million.
Sounds like your deal, Obi.
Just like mine. Two down, a man at second. Right on the corner.
Back with the fastball this time, down a little bit, but on the outside part of the plate.
Went chasing on a pitch into dirt. Severino will throw on to complete the strikeout. That's all for the Sox. They'll strand one here in the 6th.
Baseball Hall of Famer Wade Boggs and former Red Sox DH Hanley Ramirez catch a full hour of Charlie Boer Outdoors tomorrow night starting at 5. Now, I know Wade Boggs, and I've got an idea about Charlie. My guess is they had a few brews on that in that fishing trip.
Pretty safe bet, huh?
That would just be my guess.
Just a couple. There was a cooler, a well-stocked cooler on that one.
Yes.
Red Sox dip into the bullpen again. It's Darwins and Hernandez. Last year pitched very well, 2.16 ERA, and tough to hit. He stays away from ball 4. He's in business. He's going to get 8, 9, and 1 as we go on to the 7th inning. Red Sox trail 3-2. Galvis has struck out 2 times. He's going to line a base hit. Cordero over to the alley to cut it, and a single for Freddie Galvis in his 1,000th career game. Let's go to Jemai.
Well, Dave, you see Franchy Cordero there cutting off that ball, making his Red Sox debut in left field. Alex Cora, before the game, joked that he's such a big guy. He could play tight end for the Patriots, and he's a great athlete, and he works really hard, which was what they heard from the San Diego Padres as well as the Kansas City Royals, who they traded to him from. But you're seeing that Red Sox outfield alignment really change, because yesterday we saw Alex Verdugo in center field. Today it's Kike Hernandez, and the buzzword really around the Red Sox this season has been versatility, and we've been seeing those changes. But as far as Franchy is concerned, Red Sox hoping he can stay healthy, because he has a lot of offensive firepower as well, and left field will likely be his home this season.
Yeah, he belted a 489-foot home run with the San Diego Padres, and in the minors he was a triples machine. He led the minors a couple of years in a row in triples, so he can really fly. Putting it all together means you got to stay on the field.
Yeah, this is a big year for him, obviously, physically, to stay healthy and see what he does have at the major league level.
Yeah, there's a lot of he's a great unknown about Franchy.
Exactly.
You've seen glimpses of it. Severino has been a pest today with a single and a double. He's got a man at first base, nobody out. Tanner Houck threw the ball well over 5 innings, 2 earned runs, struck out 8. A little bit unlucky. Matt Harvey pitched well for the Orioles. I think they've got to be very happy with what they have in him, because this is a reclamation project.
Yeah, it's one start, but I mean, it's a positive start for him. after what he's been through.
He threw strikes. Mullins on deck. Red Sox still waiting on their offense to have an explosive inning. It has not happened yet. Foul tipped into the mid at 95, and Severino makes his first out, a strikeout.
Blew that fastball right by him on the outside part of the plate, actually off the outside edge. Foul tipped. Nice play by Plawecki on that foul tip. That's frustrating as a hitter. You know you tipped it. You turn around and you see it in the catcher's glove. Make your way back to the dugout.
One down Mullins. He's 1 for 3. He singled to begin the game. That one all the way to the backstop. That'll move up Galvis easily 90 feet. That one got away.
That'll get your attention, won't it? Fastball up over the head. I don't think any leather on it by Plawecki, and man in scoring position.
So he's in scoring position for Mullins. Right back there at the knee for a strike. And a 1-1 pitch to the leadoff man. Serve that one to the opposite field. Galvis advancing to third and stopping. Mullins with his second hit. He has 4 hits in the first 2 games.
That's a pretty good job right there. I mean, you get the first fastball up over your head and you're able to stay in there on a breaking ball that's down and away. I mean, that's excellent hitting right there by Mullins. They'll give it all in that. And because it's so shallow out there, the ball hits so hard, they can't score the run from second base. But don't be surprised if Mullins takes off and runs.
Dave Bush, the pitching coach. Mullins, a good little player.
Yeah, he is. He's feisty at the top of the lineup.
Good defender. Good outfielder. First and third with 1 out. And the batter will be Trey Mancini. Home run power. He's hitless today, 0 for 3 and 1 for 6 in the series. With 35 home runs, 97 driven in his last full healthy season, 2019, before cancer. Tight one at the moment. Passed him at 95. Phillips Valdez now loosening in the Red Sox bullpen. The switch hitting Santander on deck. Well, a couple of base runners here for Baltimore. They threaten again. And Darwin's it's 1-1. In the air this time at the right, driving back Verdugo for the catch. Tagging up at third, Galvis. He is in to score. Mancini does his job as he brings in the run to make it 4-2.
That's a good job by Mancini. You know, didn't try to get too big with his swing. All I need is contact, and I need the ball in the air to get that run home in a close game. And he got the job done. Certainly deep enough, though. No doubt about this when it left the bat. That's pure good hitting right there.
Yeah, he's their best hitter.
Without question. Just smart situational hitting.
Throw to first base and diving back in Mullins. So 2 down and a 2-run lead for the Orioles. Santander is 1 for 3 with an RBI single today.
Yeah, got to keep your eye on Mullins here, especially with 2 outs in the inning. Ten of 15 in his career. Not a great percentage.
He's running. Big cut fouled back by Santander.
Yeah, you get 2 outs like that. You get a guy that can run. Try to get him in a scoring position.
Was not sure on the foul ball.
Sometimes you're running like that to second base, trying to steal a base. You have no idea where the baseball is if they foul it off.
Exactly what happened there. Marwin Gonzalez was the guy who told him.
Little trick he used to use is check out the left fielder because they're not trying to deke you. Everybody else in the ballpark is.
Oh, 2 on Santander. Sox have due up when we get to the bottom of the 7th inning. Plawecki, Kike Hernandez, and Alex Verdugo. And strike 3 froze him, but another run in. Middle of the 7th. The Orioles 4, Red Sox 2.
Moderna is proud to be a Massachusetts-based company working to help end the COVID-19 pandemic. Learn more about Moderna at modernatx.com. Dave?
Jemai, thank you very much. Strike 1 here to Kevin Plawecki. Red Sox down 4-2, 7th inning. Sox catcher today, a single and a strikeout. He'll be followed by Hernandez and Verdugo. Plutko working away, and he's been a unsung hero today so far for Baltimore.
Done a nice job coming in for Harvey, quieting the Red Sox down.
Plawecki handles the bat well. Off the outside. Next 3 games, Christian Vasquez will be back behind the plate. He gets today off after catching the opener. Two one. JD Martinez has had a perfect day offensively. He's 3 for 3, a double, 2 singles. He's driven in a run. He scored a run. Has not had a lot of help around him though. Xander Bogaerts has a base hit. Marwin Gonzalez has 2 hits today and a stolen base. But the Red Sox are lacking punch offensively. Popped up. That'll drift on back and out of play by Plawecki. Out of Indiana, a Hoosier. You know he's going to be watching the Final Four tonight. Working a count full. Here's the 3-2. Broken back ground ball, and Galvis will hoover that up and set him down. 1 gone.
Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Physicians provide first aid and emergency care at Fenway Park throughout the season. As the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, there's no ballpark we'd rather be at. Visit bidmc.org to learn more about our services and our Harvard-affiliated team.
Top of the order, Kike Hernandez, a hitless day so far after going 1 for 4 in the opener. Kike in center in this one. He has taken a walk. And Plutko the 1-0 off the outside edge. Ottavino now up along with Valdez, a couple of right-handers in the Red Sox pen. Ottavino, of course, coming over from the Yankees, who are playing Toronto again today after the Blue Jays took game 1. Number of day games today, including the Tigers leading the Indians 2-1 in the 7th. I do not believe it's snowing today in Detroit.
That was classic opening day.
High twisting pop into right, charging on Santander, and onto the dirt. 2 down. Yeah, that was Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
High comedy.
Didn't even know it was out of the ballpark. Slid into second base. Umpire said home run, and on he went on his merry way.
Dylan Tate, lanky right-hander, loosening for the Orioles. And now Alex Verdugo looking for his first hit of the season. He has started out 0 for 7. Yeah, probably the first time anything like that's ever happened to Miguel, because he's had a lot of home runs in a great career, and they've all cleared the wall by plenty. But look at that.
Snow squalls.
And had no idea that this was gone.
I couldn't see the ball go over the fence.
Oh. So he thought it was off the wall. He goes sliding in.
Bet that's the first time in his career he slid into second base on a home run.
Has to be. Said a great career. He's got a bunch of milestones about to fall. Closing in on 3,000 hits.
Did I hit a snowflake? Did I hit a baseball? Where did I hit it? Now there it goes, right off the railing.
1-2 coming. Good check there by Alex Verdugo. JD Martinez on deck. Seven hits for the Sox so far. Man, a 2-2 coming. Nobody aboard. Plutko with a 2-2 offering, and struck him out. Caught him looking. He gets the Sox in order here in the 7th.
Start your weekend early on.
Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. New England and Red Sox Nation runs on Duncan, and by Big Time Bats. Visit now for your Dustin Pedroia retirement bat. Great day to roll around in the grass at Fenway. Not a whole lot of offense again, though, as we go to the 8th inning. 4-2 Baltimore. New pitcher on the bump for Boston is Phillips Valdez, the now 29-year-old, 6'3", 173-pounder.
A little bit of a surprise that he made the roster coming out of spring training. There was not much talk about Valdez during spring training, but gets a spot on the opening day roster. Appeared in 8 games in spring training.
Yeah, Colton Brewer did not make the club out of spring training. Busted a bat there. Valdez quick to the base. One gone.
Nice lead by Bobby Dahlbach on that play right there. Got the pitcher covering first base. Underhand flip. Lead him to the bag. Don't make him look back.
That'll send up Rio Ruiz, the second baseman. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Baltimore with a pair of runs in the 4th inning. Single runs in both the 5th and the 7th. Not like they've been tearing the cover off the ball either. Of course, a cold weather start, even with all the sunshine these first 2 days. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Red Sox starting to run out of chances. It will be Martinez, Bogarts, Devers, so the 3 guys you want up there if you're going to start a rally. The heart of the order. JD has 3 hits today. Got the benefit of the doubt there. 0-2.
Much to the dismay of Ruiz. I couldn't hit that with a telephone pole.
It's been a large plate today. 0-2. Garrett Richards tomorrow making his Red Sox debut at 110. I found it fascinating. I wonder if you did too, that he signed with the Red Sox. I mean, you go where the work is. I realize that, but it's at Fenway Park where he blew out his knee and he got hurt.
That was a long, long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. At a time when he was really one of the best pitchers in baseball.
He was.
So he'll be on the hill in the finale, another afternoon game. And a 2-2 and lunging after that one, hit it on the ground. 2 up, 2 down, couple of ground outs. Lexus is making a pledge to strikeout hunger. Every time a Sox pitcher strikes out an opponent, Lexus will donate $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Now you go back to earlier in his major league career, talking about Richards, back to 2015. He won 15 games. 2014 he went 13-4 with a 2.61 ERA. You talk about pure stuff and spin rate and nastiness. I mean, he's all over that. In 2014 he got hurt at Fenway, tearing his left patellar tendon. Hayes will look at a ball that barely missed. 2-0.
Not by much, but top of the strike zone, just a little bit too high. Valdez more of a sinker ball pitcher. Like that.
Ball. Yeah, made a nice play too. Those sinker ballers tend to be good fielders. 1, 2, 3. Red Sox are running out of opportunities. 4-2 Baltimore.
CVS Health is investing nearly $600 million over 5 years in support of social justice and health equity initiatives aimed at advancing employee, community, and public policy initiatives that address inequality faced by the black and brown communities. To learn more, visit cvshealth.com. Guys.
Jemai, thank you very much. Bottom of the 8th inning, Orioles by 2. And this is Dylan Tate coming on out of their bullpen, the righty. Throws hard, 95. He's 6'2", 195 pounds. Solid performance last season in 12 games.
And started last year on the injured list, and this year making his first opening day roster.
JD is 3 for 3, a double, 2 singles, has an RBI. And starting the 8th inning, then it's Bogaerts, then Devers. In the 4th inning and again in the 5th inning, the Red Sox had 2 hits in each frame, and that's where they've scored their runs. Thought about it, and according to the home plate umpire, he committed. Ron Culpa said he swung. Tate's 1-2. Struck him out, 86 miles an hour. So one gone. Speedway will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox homer. All donations raised stay local to support Boston Children's Hospital. One gone. Bogaerts 1 for 3, a single today. So he is 1 for 7. Xander should play in his 1,000th career game with the Red Sox at some point this year. He's over 900 at the moment. And Tate with a 1-0. Xander, a proud native of Aruba, where he is really, really popular. He was knighted by the governor of Aruba in 2011 as he fouls that one off.
They should have knighted me for as many times as I've been down there. I haven't been down in a few years. COVID, of course, other issues, but beautiful, beautiful island. Great place to go.
Paul Fry loosening in their bullpen. Yeah, if only the knighthood came down to your wallet, how much money you spent in a given place.
Plenty.
In your case, it might. Lunging, popped it up, disappointed in that swing. Mancini will put it away. 2 down.
To support efforts to get youth in our communities back on the ball field this season, the Red Sox Foundation is guaranteeing a jackpot of $50,000 for the 50-50 raffle presented by DraftKings. Fans in Massachusetts who are over 18 can buy tickets at redsox.com/5050 now until 11:59 on April 8th. See official rules for full details. So, Dave, you still got time to go ahead and get your ticket, man.
Still got time. Still got time. The luck is another matter, though. That's the part. I can buy the tickets with anybody, but it's the lucky part on the other end. Don't we all feel that way? But a great cause. Rafael Devers is 0 for 3. Shadows have moved out in front of home plate.
Makes it a little bit more difficult to pick up the spin on the baseball now. Not real bad where they are now, but creeping out to that point.
Well, Rafael's starting to get overdue to really hit one hard. He struck out, grounded out, popped up. He was 0 for 2 yesterday. So chasing that first hit of the season. It's not going to come here. Picked by Ruiz, and that's a light inning for the Red Sox. They go quickly.
No one knows.
During today's Red Sox first pitch presented by Rodenhiser Home Services, TC and Jimmy highlighting on the Rodenhiser Heat Zone. JD Martinez and Rafi Devers both as hot in their careers against Baltimore. And today JD has lived up to that, but it's been a quiet day for Devers. We are in the 9th inning as Franco leads things off 4-2 Baltimore as the Orioles try to take the first 2 games of the series. We spent all spring talking about the necessity for the Red Sox to get off to a good start. And they have time to turn this around today, but they're in trouble this afternoon again.
Well, one thing you didn't expect, and I know it's only 2 games, for the offense to be scuffling. And it has scuffled in the first 2 games of the season so far.
Yeah, it's cold, but cold for Baltimore too. And
yeah, I mean, you got a good start yesterday from Eovaldi. You got a good start today from Tanner Houck.
Bounding ball at third, scooping and firing Rafael Devers. Nice play to set down Franco.
Right down that third base line. One you got to make a quick decision on. Charge it, play it on the in-between hop, and then, of course, the throw across the diamond to get the out. Almost stepped on the third base bag there as he was making that play. That's a good way to twist an ankle.
1 down in the 9th inning for the Orioles. Sends up Freddie Galvis, who is 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. No home runs today for either side. Galvis, his 1,000th career game today in the big leagues. Looks at a strike. Valdez, the right-hander, who hits maybe 86 on the gun.
Well, we saw him yesterday, and I'll tell you what, it was hard to tell what he was throwing.
Fly ball toward the triangle, but well short of that. Hernandez for out number 2.
You're talking about the closer coming in, and you expect a guy that's going to be throwing up there around 97, 98 miles an hour. And what do we see yesterday? I mean,
about 86. Yeah. It was a little bit like watching Koji.
Yeah, even softer than Koji.
Yeah.
And trying to decipher what pitch it was nearly impossible.
Severino, the batter, he's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Didn't like the call. Though he's catching this thing, you should not be surprised. The plate has been pretty large today. So in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Red Sox have up Marwin Gonzalez, Bobby Dahlbeck, and Franchi Cordero due to hit. And a "Let's Go Red Sox" chant from about 4,500 going up. Hoping for some magic in the last of the 9th inning at Fenway.
Two-seam fastball, throws it right by him. He missed that by quite a bit. Swinging on top of it. Two-seam is sinking.
One-two pitch. Mullins would hit next. Valdez trying to put away Severino. And he does. He struck him out. Here come the Red Sox. Bottom of the 9th inning. Down 4-2 to the Orioles. Orioles on top 4-2. Tanner Houck got the start today. Threw the ball well. StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Yeah, it really did. You know, he had a good fastball, and the fastball increased as the day went on. You can see the spin right there, and just continues to go up and up as the game got deeper for him. He had a very good breaking ball in the game today. He had a good fastball, couple of splitters. It was a good outing, a real good outing, I thought, for Tanner Houck. And I mentioned, you know, back-to-back good starts for the Red Sox.
Arias now in the game at second base. You saw Ruiz going over from second to third. And Valdez in the game. He worked a scoreless 9th inning, got the save last night, yesterday afternoon. Gave up one hit. And it'll be Gonzalez, Dahlbeck, Cordero. And the bottom of the 9th inning as the Red Sox are forced to rally. He'll take ball one. Marwin with a good day. 2 hits, a stolen base, and an RBI. Now, the Red Sox, I'm sure, we're thinking, got to capitalize on Baltimore. 6 of the first 9 against the Orioles. The Orioles were thinking the same thing about the Red Sox.
Absolutely. Don't forget they finished ahead of the Red Sox a year ago.
And they are 3 outs away from taking the first 2 games of the series and winning the series.
This is amazing. I mean, this is, I think the highest velocity you're going to see is 86 miles an hour. That last pitch, 77, whatever it was.
Whatever it may have been.
Whatever it may have been.
Couple of shakes and now the 1-2. And that one got him. He got hit by the pitch. Sox have a base runner. So what that was a hit batsman.
Yes. Shook off a couple of signs and said, give me the hit batter. Got him right off the left foot. Yeah, right off the toe. And they say, well, that doesn't feel good on a cold day. That doesn't feel good on a 90-degree day. Feels good for the Red Sox, though, to have the leadoff man here on the 9th.
And a little attention here for Marwin. And, of course, in Bobby Dahlbeck, home run pop. An opportunity to tie with one swing. And Marwin to trot up the line. Dahlbeck hitless today. He struck out in the second, struck out in the fourth. That was against Matt Harvey. In the sixth inning, he grounded to first, so it's been a quiet start for Bobby. He's 0 for 6. But he can do a lot of damage with one cut. Nobody out, a man on. Lofts that one, but foul down the line for strike one.
Not a lot of strikes thrown by Valdez too. He throws soft, and he throws a lot of pitches off the plate.
Now it's a small but a boisterous crowd at Fenway. Oh, he went chasing. That was 77 outside.
I mean, that's going to be a splitter or something right there. They can see the grip. It's like a changeup. Bottom just falling out of it.
Changeup with a lot of English. 0-2. Tell you what, with stuff like this, he tests his catcher.
Certainly does. And as a hitter, you got to say, be patient. Be patient.
Gonzalez off the bag at first. The 1-2 pitch. Knocked down. The runner's going to hold. Not a good play by the catcher.
Nowhere to go for Gonzalez. You down by a couple of runs. You're looking for the bomb here to tie this one up. And he's also dealing with a bad toe, so you don't want to take that chance.
Two and 2. 3 and 2. Well, you called it, Rem. You can't expect a strike.
No. He throws almost nothing over the plate.
Ball 4. Red Sox have runners at first and second and nobody out.
I mean, that wasn't even close.
Not in the zip code.
There was nothing really tempting at all for Dahlbeck to swing at. Matt Barnes getting loose in the Red Sox bullpen just in case.
Franchi Cordero due up. Franchi making his Sox debut. He's been silenced to this point. Going to talk with Carlos Fablis here. Franchi is grounded to second, popped to third, struck out. And Christian Vasquez, who to this point has had the day off, has come to the on-deck area and would hit for Kevin Plawecki. So it's Gonzalez at second, Dahlbeck at first. The tying runs are aboard in the ninth.
Make a splash, Franchi.
And ball 1.
Yeah, you gotta be so patient with this guy because he just refuses to throw the ball in the strike zone.
I'd bet money that's exactly what Carlos told him. Like, don't help him.
Don't chase.
Fry still working in their pen. And a 1-0. A strike but dropped, and the runners have to hang at first and second.
There's a very rare fastball. I believe it's a fastball, 85 miles an hour. It is. I think that's the first one he's thrown in this inning. And it fooled Severino. Where'd you get that velocity from?
Off the outside, 2-1. Of course, the hitters have to be mindful of the fact that the plate has had a couple of extra inches today since the first pitch of the game. So if it's close enough, the 2-1 to Franchy Cordero. Inside for ball 3.
Now you narrow your strike zone down to about a dime. Base runners have to be very careful not to be doubled up on a line drive.
This guy can hit some line drives. Here's the 3-1 from Valdez.
Inside.
He struck him out. He came back to get Cordero. 0 for 4 today and a big first out for Baltimore.
From back-to-back fastballs, I believe they are, and back-to-back inside fastballs.
So Christian Vasquez will hit in a 9 spot now for Plawecki. Batting for the first time today as he comes off the bench. On what's been an off day for him, Gonzalez and Dahlbeck on.
Don't get doubled up on a line drive.
Line shot coming on Hayes. He'll make the play. Well, Vasquez was ready to swing the bat, but Hayes was equal to it, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, that ball came off the bat nice for Vasquez, but stayed upstairs and gave Hayes a chance to make a play on it. Good solid contact right there.
Boy, it was right down the middle. 2 down. Kike Hernandez 0 for 3 with a walk. Tying runs on, but 2 down in the 9th. And he'll take a strike. Been another very frustrating day for the Red Sox lineup. Can they come through here? That disappeared again. 77.
Yeah, 2 exact same pitches, 1 over the plate, 1 inside. Drops down to the side, as you can see that time with that. Well, I'm going to call it a changeup. Looked like a circle change. You just don't see closes like this.
Well, you sure don't. Here comes the 0-2 to Hernandez. Grounded foul as he hangs in there. Just 2 runs for the Sox in the first couple of games so far. That's been a pitiful start with the bats. If Hernandez can come through here, that'll all be forgotten. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Barely made contact there. 2 strikes on Kike.
Yeah, once again, that ball dipping and dipping down out of the strike zone, just topped it to give himself another swing.
Gonzalez at second, Dahlbeck at first. And the 0-2 again from Valdez. Softly on one hop on to first base. Ball game, and the Sox lose again. And a surprisingly lifeless offense in Boston. 0-2 to start 2021. Precisely what they could not afford to do. 4-2. Orioles win it. TC and Jimmy coming your way right after the break.
How do you top the perfect